Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's the Wendy Williams Experience. Andre3000 is in the studio. So it's very nice to have you here. I can't recall whether this is our first time meeting each other.
I think it is. Well, if I met you, I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Or me neither. If I met you, then you were with the other guys, and
yeah.
and you weren't such the breakout star that you are right now.
Oh, thank you. I'm just trying to keep it going.
Yeah. Very nice. So whatever happened with the Outcast film production? Because I know you were shooting with Brian Barber.
Right. That's actually we just finished the last little piece about a week ago.
Oh, good.
We actually finished it last summer, but they looked at it and they figured to keep the story going at the end that they needed to kind of wrap it up. So the story is kind of like I'm this piano player, and then at the end I go to Chicago and New York and make it big. So they wanted to do a big performance piece at the end, which I had to do 2 weeks ago, and it'll be coming out top of next year. Outcast album will be out the bottom of this year.
Wow. And so this Outcast film project, that's your money?
What do you mean? Is it my money?
I don't know. Your collaboration with Brian Barber.
Oh no! Well, it started from video treatments of that me and Brian Barber we put together for. They were Outcast videos at first, and then at the time, HBO had this kind of project where they were getting new directors to do shorts.
Got you.
And they got the treatment in. They said, "This is great, but can y'all make it into like a full feature?"
Oh, good.
And so it was like a blessing, and it just came, and it was going to be an HBO project, but now they're going to release it in theaters.
Oh, good. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Jimi Hendrix, because what a score that is. I mean, that. How many other people were considered for the role? Do you know?
Well, honestly, the thing about the Jimi Hendrix project is a lot of people are excited about it. You know, I've been talked to, by people in Hollywood, but the thing is the family, until, the family release rights to songs or if they agree with the story, it won't really happen. I know the family, they probably get 1 million calls a day about some Jimi Hendrix project, so they probably just laying low, trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm just praying and hoping one day I'll get it, and if I'd love to do it, but hey.
Yeah. Have you ever met anybody from the family where maybe you can get an inside edge?
No. I've sent a letter before, just to let them know how passionate I am about the project, but I've never met the sister Janie Hendrix. She actually owns the estate, so she owns all the rights and everything, so maybe one day I'll get to meet her.
Yeah. When you send a letter, do you handwrite, which I think is the height that is the height of good manners.
Oh yeah. I was actually in Japan, and I wrote a letter and sent it from Japan to her house.
Yeah.
In Seattle, and I actually don't even know if she got it.
Do you make it a habit of having your own special stationery?
No, because I don't write a lot.
Okay.
On special occasions I'll go out and buy something, but
yeah.
No, I'm not really a big writer.
Regarding visits and things like that, because I mentioned, have you visited anybody from Jimi Hendrix and stuff? I know that you and Big Boy made a special trip to see Anita Baker, and we talked about it here on the show. Did you guys go to? You wanted to do a project with Anita Baker?
I've never
even heard this story?
No, I met her. She came in concert in Atlanta, and I went to her show, but I've never met Anita Baker in my life.
Okay, I see what's going on. Oh,
I swear to God.
It was sidebar. Let me talk to the audience just for a moment.
Okay,
Pretend you're not here. You guys,
I'm not here.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, and so does Andre. But apparently, that meeting, you remember, allegedly Andre and Big Boy went to her house, and Anita Baker was less than mannerable, and the guys were left all conflummoxed, and she said some terrible things about them. And now what Andre's doing is he's showing good manners and being a gentleman by just erasing it from his memory.
No, I swear to God.
What?
I don't know anything about it. I swear to God. She was supposed to be on the Love Below album,
right?
The song She's Alive, and I sent her the music, but her manager said that she was about to release a new album and she didn't want to be on another project. But it was never any beef or nothing. I never even met the lady. Oh. So I love Anita Baker.
Okay.
My mama turned me on to Anita Baker, so I'm, come on.
We'll revisit that story
respect.
after you leave. Let's talk about the Dungeon family. Is the Dungeon family still together, making money? I know you're going to say, "Well, we're still together in our hearts," but is the Dungeon family still together, making money?
Well, the Dungeon family's still together for sure. Everybody's doing their own separate projects. So even with me and Big Boy, people say, y'all, still together. We most definitely still together. New Outcast album coming out, but
good.
We're getting end of the year.
End of the year, like you said earlier.
Right, but. It's like we started and we were like 17 years old.
Yeah.
And you get old. We all lived in a house together, making this music. and everybody grew up. We got families, you know, everybody has their own house, so we don't hang as much as we used to. And so business-wise, you know, it's not the same, but everybody's doing their own thing. I think the Goody Mob, they're getting back together to do a new album.
Oh, that's nice.
Organized Noise, they're still doing their thing, still producing songs on Outkast. So everybody's lovely on this.
Big Gip and Joy always had a very interesting relationship, and I've interviewed with both of them separately and then together and then separately again. Had you ever had sexual relationships with Joy on Big Gip giving you the thumbs up and saying, okay?
No, I actually, she's a good friend. She's been around from like 1993. She was a superstar in Atlanta at the time. And she always bigged us up on our music. But, you know, when they got together, I most definitely was happy for them. You know, they were truly in love.
Are you in love?
No, I can't say that I am.
When's the last time you were in love?
I'd have to say when I was with Erykah Badu, maybe. Yeah.
Do you and Erykah, do you guys still have intimate relations?
No.
Well, oh, don't ask like that. I mean, you know, that's called baby's father with privileges.
No, that's called getting people confused. Yeah. You know, so I don't play that.
That's true. How long did your actual relationship last?
A little bit over a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years.
Do you miss her in that way?
No, not really. She's a great person. We talk damn near every day. You know, we got a kid. He's 7 years old. So
7 is 7.
7 is 7 years old.
What'd you get him for his birthday when he turned 7? Because that's special for a boy named 7.
Kind of like a director's pack. You know, like a camera and lights and editing system on his little laptop.
And he is that one of the things that he asked for?
Nah, but I thought it'd be cool.
Yeah. How often do you see 7?
Maybe once or twice a month, and then like holidays and, you know, weekends and stuff like that. Because of the schedule, it's kind of like we have to schedule in time because we both on the road sometimes, and we have to schedule it just like a meeting.
Yeah. Badu has this, well, you know, from the outside looking in, Badu seems to have this effect on her man, where, because, I mean, you clearly have your own style of dress. At times it is quite freaky for the masses, but we love, but freaky. And what kind of influence did she have on you in terms of your dress while you guys were together and in love and, you know, like that?
Well, honestly, it's a big misconception about, you know, people say, well, he got with Erykah and she changed him up. And I guess the whole common sense thing didn't help either.
Yeah.
But, actually, that was the reason why we met. I think we were going down the same path, and I met her at a time in my life where I was changing, you know, and kind of, you know, when you're on a certain path, you run into the people.
Yes.
You attract certain people.
Yes.
You know, and we taught a lot. We taught a lot to each other. You know, I taught a lot about music. She was kind of a great, almost like a big sister almost, you know, because I was always younger. And she was just really, she was real supportive of what I wanted to do.
Right.
You know, she knew that I would be singing. Years before.
Are you, you clearly are. Did she know you'd be acting? Because I couldn't have guessed this. I mean, you know.
Well, yeah, like around the house, you got to think, we talk about, we're going to do this movie together and all this type of stuff. We, you know, just be around the house playing and stuff. But I guess she knew because, I mean, we both were doing, you know, film or our acting before we even started doing music. You know, she was in, like, drama troops and, you know, I was doing the same thing in middle school. So I think we just knew we'd be doing more than what we're doing.
Let's get back to that Rosa Parks lawsuit for a moment. I know we haven't talked about it today, but it just seems like every time, you know, I do a lot here on the Wendy Williams Experience. One of the things that I did was gossip. By the way,
really?
Well, you know, Andre.
Right.
And one of the things that I've noticed that has been a steady reoccurrence in my reports is this lawsuit with you guys and Rosa Parks, and it's just back and forth, and it will just never die. Where are we at with that lawsuit?
It is over now. We came to a great settlement where we made sure that the people knew that we were never in fault. We were never wrong for calling the song Rosa Parks. That's really what they were saying. They were saying that her name helped sell, you know, all these albums, but we sold millions and millions of albums before Rosa Parks. But really, we just called it for symbolism because the chorus said, "Aha, hush that fuss."
Yes.
Everybody moved to the back of the bus.
Yeah.
And honestly, around the studio, you know, the engineers say, well, what we going to call the song? And it was just like, well, we're just going to call it Rosa Parks for right now.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we got this this suit coming. We were like, really? And we actually met her family in Detroit on the concert, and they came to the concert. We're like, you're like, man, we're sorry. She got people handling her, and she don't really know what's going on. She don't even know. She was like,
they say she suffers from dementia.
Right, but this was years before, and they were like, we're sorry, but I mean, I knew if she understood what was going on, I mean, she most definitely wouldn't be having y'all in court.
Right.
So we fought it. We could have settled. I mean, they were actually asking for crazy money,
Yeah.
But we settled, and we're going to do a couple of tribute things to her,
Yeah.
And
Nice.
it turned out great.
That's nice. You seem like, a very eclectic guy, and I know that you're sitting on lots of money based on, well, geez, if we just take the speaker box below, how much money was generated off that CD approximately?
Honestly, I do not know. Honestly, and you may not believe me, I don't even know how many albums that record has sold right now.
Yeah, you lost track. It's because it was just so fabulous.
Well, Big Boy, really, he's the money man. He pays attention to money and how, like, where it is on the charts. I kind of just make music,
But you're a very wealthy man, financially speaking, I would imagine.
I can say I'm blessed.
Yes.
I can't say that I'm wealthy because people around me still need money. So as long as people around you need money, you're really not wealthy.
How many people live in your house?
Just me alone.
Do you have a very big house?
No, not really. It's a nice size house. I'm actually moving, downsizing.
How many bedrooms and bathrooms and stuff?
I think 4 bedrooms. No, 5.
How do you decorate?
I don't.
Oh my gosh!
My house is a pit stop. It's instruments everywhere and boxes and.
I would think that you would take as much time with your house as you do with meticulously putting together your clothes.
I don't have time. I really don't have time.
Gotcha.
It's a true pit stop. Like I unpack. I really don't even unpack.
Gotcha.
I just overpack.
Why did you stop touring? Because I understand at one point the reason that Outkast stopped touring is because you didn't want to tour.
Right.
Busy with the movies?
No, because the movies weren't even about that time. And me and Big Boy had the conversation way before Speakerbox and The Love Below had come out. It just got to a point where I guess we've been doing it for 10 years. And my personality, I kind of get bored really fast. And I have to keep finding things to keep myself excited.
Yeah.
And we'll get to a point where I'd be on stage and not really be into it and kind of be thinking of other things.
While on stage entertaining us.
Yeah. And I kind of felt like, well, maybe I need to take a break. So that's
How
pretty
old
much
are
what
you?
happened. I'm 30. I just turned 30 in May.
Congratulations. Did you buy yourself
Thank you
a
very
birthday
much.
gift?
No. I went out with Big Boy the night before.
I only picture old cars, but fixed up to the highest of fixtivity in your drive. Do you have anything new? Anything like a 2005 into 2006?
I'm not really into cars, but I bought a Range Rover because it is a great truck.
Yeah.
Did
you see the supercharged ones?
Yeah, that's a little bit too much for me, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of too sporty.
Gotcha.
I'd rather just take the regular one and sport it out.
Gotcha. Regarding your sexuality, are you heterosexual, bisexual, gay, trisexual?
I'm probably as straight as they come.
Wow, with all the wigs and all the flamboyancy.
But that's flyness. That's
fly.
That's funk.
Okay.
That's what that is.
Yeah. Have you been with a lot of women?
No. I actually had a conversation with somebody, and I think in my entire career up until this point, my entire life, it's probably under 30.
Under 30 women.
Yeah, maybe.
And you just turned 30. Wow. That's not very whorish, considering, you're
No, I'm no whore.
You're a multi-platinum artist. You're a wealthy man in life and in blessings.
Thank you.
And Andre, damn you're an attractive man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And I think that mole on your skin is on your nose, next to your nose, is just, very attractive.
Thank you.
Now,
my homeboys showing me about it.
Now, this is my first time meeting you. I had no idea that you were as small as you are. Don't take that the wrong way. I'm a big woman. I'll call myself that before you can call it. Okay.
Yeah.
And our hug was quite awkward. I felt like I was crushing you. How tall are you?
I'm right at 6, I think, when I got on my good shoes.
You are not 6 feet tall.
I swear to God.
Little man, please. I'm 5 feet 11. I'm taller than you.
No, I swear to God.
How much do you weigh?
About 160, 165.
Yeah. Is that your fighting weight? In terms of, looking good, doing good?
Whatever weight it is, my fighting weight.
Do you watch what you eat? Do you have a problem?
Oh, yeah, I'm a vegan vegetarian. I try to, watch my diet really, really good because, you terrible hours in this business. You got to kind of keep your body up.
Yeah. Well, I want to wish you the best of everything.
Thank you.
You want more children?
Yeah, I would love a daughter.
Well, if you don't have a daughter, then you'll end up having another son. But either way, that's more children. I mean,
yeah, but I want a daughter.
Do you want to marry?
I'd love to get in a situation like a marriage, but I'm not really sold on marriage, really.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe I'm too young to really understand it. I'm sold on, having somebody there for the rest of your life, but...
Are you sold on monogamy?
Yeah. Well, hold up. Let me take it. I'm sold on it. I do understand it because I hate to hurt other people.
Yes.
But at the same time, it kind of seems unnatural. Monogamy, you know.
I understand.
But I don't know. I'm figuring that out still.
Well, if you were out there doing your thing, and she was, so it was equal non-monogamy, would you be okay with that? Or a woman's got to be monogamous?
Oh yeah, you can call it what you want to. I don't play that. I'm sorry.
So in many ways, the seemingly freakish Andre3000 is like many of us.
That is true.
Just a regular guy from Atlanta living his dream.
That is true.
Congratulations on Four Brothers. I can't wait for the new Outkast album. And thank you so much for coming in.
Four Brothers, you got to go see it. I'm telling you, I wouldn't lie. It's a great movie. Myself, Tyrese, Garrett Hedlund, Mark Wahlberg. It's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Wendy, man.
Me and my wife have been married for 15 years. They threatened to leave.
What did you do?
Had a problem with drugs.
You got the drug voice.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Just asking, what's your drug of choice?
You name it.
Coke?
Yeah.
Weed?
Yeah.
Crack?
Yeah.
Heroin?
Yeah.
E-pills?
Yeah.
Whippets?
Alcohol.
Gorilla?
Yeah.
PCP?
Yeah.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Wow. Andre3000 was here earlier. That was a lot of fun. But I got to tell you something right now. Andre denied having any knowledge of the Anita Baker run-in at Anita Baker's house. Now, we talked about it here on the show. When he denied it while I was interviewing with him, for a moment, although my mouth kept moving in an interview question and answer style, my mind was questioning my sanity. Does that ever happen to you in the middle of a conversation? Somebody will say something and all of a sudden you will mentally leave the conversation because you're questioning, I know I'm not crazy. I know that I reported and I know that Anita Baker was speaking out to the press regarding Big Boy and Andre going to her compound in Detroit, her being there with her accountant and her lawyers or whatever, them wanting her to participate in a project and them wondering why it was set up so formally, and her saying, because this is about business. You're not just going to come to my house and break bread and we have a handshake and then that's it. And then Andre and Big Boy complaining about her telephone ringing the whole time, and then her leaving them with the impression like she's bougie and she was giving them investment advice. You remember, I reported it. You remember. Yeah. And then Anita Baker was doing her rounds to all the wags, releasing statements and calling radio stations. No, she never called here, but releasing statements and calling radio stations. You know that happened. And then this is the part where I question my sanity. He said, I swear to God. Now, exactly. You react like me. He said, I swear to God, I know nothing about what you're talking about, or I swear to God that never happened. Like, I don't play with that statement right there. Like, when I want the truth out of Art, there's one thing I know, Art, might not go to church on a regular basis or whatever, but I'll say, do you swear to God? And if he says no, then I know he's lying and he's just trying to get over. You know what I mean? There's some people that just throw that around. You know what I mean? I don't throw that around. But a lot of people these days don't believe in God. I don't even want to get into it, but I meant to get back to Andre and question, well, do you believe in God? But I couldn't because my mind was still out there questioning my own sanity. Can we... Where's Hollywood? Hey, Goose. Somebody. Art.
Yes.
Can you capsulize that particular part of that? I can't even wait for a rerun show because God only knows when I'm ever going to go on vacation again. Okay. I'm going to play it for you before the bonus hour is over. For the remainder of the interview, my mind was in flight. I don't know what else I asked. I have no idea what happened. I think I asked him, was he gay or, something like that. We had a lovely conversation. Don't get me wrong. We embraced. We hugged 3 times. Yeah, we did hug. I'm not even talking about it. Yeah, we did. You know what? It was him who wants to hug. Because even with the celebrities, getting back to that hug thing from yesterday, I don't go to hug them. If they go to hug, then I'm forced to hug. But,
Yeah. Are they listening?
Listen, yeah.
Goose.
Why did she walk in there and Shaylin, please, turn on the studio so I can talk to Goose through the glass. Turn on the studio so I can talk to him through the glass. Where is Trevor Hollywood? Oh. All right, Goose. During the Andre3000 interview, I was talking to him about Anita Baker. This was in part 2 of the interview. I need him. Shaylin. Stephanie, do you know what I'm talking about? You were in here. Can you stay in there, Stephanie, and guide Goose through what I need? Shaylin, do you know what I'm talking about? Please don't leave me out here like I'm crazy.
Yeah, you know.
Where's Trevor Hollywood? Oh my gosh, I'm going crazy. I'm losing my mind. Anyway, I'm going to get that statement. I'm not crazy. And I know somebody out there in Radio Land remembers the story. And I know that there's somebody listening online in the ATL, and you heard Andre3000, because I even talked about it. Andre called up a radio station somewhere around, I don't know where it was, somewhere around, and kind of wilded out on the whole, told the situation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Anita Baker was calling radio stations, and they were going back and forth. Neither one of them ever called here. But I was steadily reporting. He's a lovely man, though. Lovely. Trevor, I'm looking for the Andre3000 break.
And Zoe was with him.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And the bangs on her hairpiece are turned to the side. Language. Oh, and her body language is crazy. Zoe bought a wig yesterday, and it looks absolutely adorable. But I noticed that the bangs, since she came back in the studio with Trev Hollywood, are over her ears and not over her 2 eyes.
They've been gone for a while.
And you've been gone for too long. We've been looking for you for 29 minutes, both of you. And look, she's got the sweat up her back again. Oh, my God.
His shirt is open.
And look at his shirt wide open.
Look like Jodeci.
You're right. You're right. Shut up. Man, we need some TV cameras in here on these moments. Look, we're going to take a break. I'm coming back to you with that Andre3000 where he said that. I thought I was crazy. And I need some of your phone calls. It's WBLS.
Hey, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, inviting you to be my guest at the first annual Brownsville Music and Cultural Festival at Betsy Head Park this Saturday, August 13th from 12 noon to 8 p.m. featuring the legendary Intruders, Ray Goodman and Brown. For more information, call 718-498-8681 for details. That's 718-498-8681. Proudly presented by Assemblyman William F. Boyland.
Yo, what up? This is John Legend, and you're listening to the Bonus Hour on 107.5 WBLS.
All right. And we're back. Hello.
Hey, Wendy. Hi. My name is Hank, calling from Brooklyn.
Hi, Hank.
I don't mean to disrespect Andre3000, but my wife is from the ATL, and we was down there in May, and he was on the radio talking about what happened with Anita Baker. So I don't know why he lied to you just an hour ago or so.
Well, you know what? It was probably his very polite way of not wanting to talk about it. The bigger picture, and I was a little stunned after Andre denied it, and then he said, "I swear to God," because and I meant to revisit that conversation with him and say, "Well, do you believe in God?" Because that could have been the kicker right there. If he doesn't believe in God, then, that means absolutely nothing to him. Art and I were just talking about that behind the scenes. Anita Baker's even addressed that in public. I'm glad that you called, though.
Yeah, because my wife is from the ATL. We was down there in May, and we was listening to the hip hop station, and Andre3000 was on there, and he was talking about what happened.
Yes.
So that's why I couldn't believe he was sitting there lying to you about that.
Well,
but I think he's trying to promote this movie and not cause no beef or nothing.
well, no, because he talked about everything else. I mean, right down to me asking him if he's a homosexual.
Okay.
So, I thought he was a terrific interview. You know what?
You think he was just trying to save face? Or?
I think that he's trying to move on with that particular thing because, as you and I both know, that was a very funky situation, and it was funky on Anita Baker's part.
Because he on the ATL hip hop station, he was saying how she was all bougie and trying to tell them what to do with their money and invest this, invest that, but then he sits there, to you and said, "I never met her before in my life" or something like that.
Well, I think he's over it.
Okay.
And wanted to move on. Although he did revisit Rosa Parks, which is an older case than that. All in all, I thought he was a great conversationalist.
Yeah, he was, and I'm going to support the brothers movie too.
Yeah, and you know what? And the fact that he judged over that story and didn't choose to acknowledge it, that's fine with me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand.
But we know what we know.
Well, that's why my wife called me because she was laughing at you because you did like a little sidebar thing to the audience.
Yes.
While he was there, that's what we was cracking up.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I feel like when I'm talking to celebrities, I need to speak with you also.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for calling.
Okay. Have a nice time in Philly.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm hosting a party in Philly tonight at this club called Transit. So after I get off the air here, I'm going to go home.
It's AI's favorite spot.
Yep, Transit nightclub. Everybody's going to be there. Keisha Coles is performing tonight in Philly at Transit. So I'll probably be hitting the Turnpike, later on tonight. Anyway, all right. So we found, hurry up on the telephone, Art, because we found that piece of the interview that was just done a couple hours ago with Andre3000. And so I wanted to play that for you. He was so slick, I'm going to tell you. And then for the rest of the interview, I was asking myself, am I crazy? Was I dreaming that, or did that really happen? Or only in my head? The Andre3000, Big Boy, and Anita Baker. All right, so...
His people was calling saying that he answered that truthfully.
He did?
Yeah.
He answered it truthfully?
That's what his people told our booker, Elisa, that he was answering the question...
Truthfully. So then the man on the telephone that just called is crazy, too. Oh. He didn't hear Andre on the radio ranting and raving about Anita Baker. Oh. And then Anita Baker calling up various radio stations and ranting right back.
True lie.
Okay, well, let's just play this part. Go ahead. This is from the interview done earlier today. Go ahead. I know that you and Big Boy made a special trip to see Anita Baker, and we talked about it here on the show. Did you guys go to... You wanted to do a project with Anita Baker?
I've never...
You never even heard this story?
No, I mean, I met her. She came in concert in Atlanta, and I went to her show, but I've never met Anita Baker in my life.
Okay, I see what's going on. Oh,
I swear to God.
It was sidebar. Let me talk to the audience just for a moment.
Okay,
Pretend you're not here. You guys,
I'm not here.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, and so does Andre. But apparently, that meeting, you remember, allegedly Andre and Big Boy went to her house, and Anita Baker was less than mannerable, and the guys were left all conflummoxed, and she said some terrible things about them. And now what Andre's doing is he's showing good manners and being a gentleman by just erasing it from his memory.
No, I swear to God.
What?
I don't know anything about it. I swear to God. She was supposed to be on the Love Below album,
right?
The song She's Alive, and I sent her the music, but her manager said that she was about to release a new album and she didn't want to be on another project. But it was never any beef or nothing. I never even met the lady. Oh. So I love Anita Baker.
Okay,
my mama turned me on to Anita Baker, so I'm come on.
There it is. I'm not crazy, am I?
No.
Okay. Zoe, I'm not crazy, right?
No, Miss Wendy. Well, not right now.
Let's move on. Congratulations to Russell Simmons and his brother, Reverend Run. They have been picked as the hosts of this year's VH1 Hip Hop Honors. This year, the Hip Hop Honors is going to pay tribute to LL Cool J and Big Daddy Kane, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Biggie, Ice-T, Salt and Pepper, and the film Boys in the Hood. It is set to air on my channel, VH1, September 26th. Okay, hold on. Art just got off the telephone. What?
Andre3000 wants to call in and discuss the truthfulness of his statement?
He said that he never met her. He swears to
He
God.
wants to call in. Is that all right with you?
Sure.
Okay.
You just keep your hand on the dump button, because if he starts screaming and anything gets through and you don't dump, you're out.
Oh.
Well, I'm just saying.
You know where we were there. We might not know where we're at. Easy.
No, you be easy. Hollywood, Art might need assistance.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, no,
both out.
Andre's going to call or you're both out. Now, you know we don't have no 7 damn second delay up in this piece. Oh, shoot. No, he's a gentleman.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me just finish this until the phone rings. Does he know that I leave at 7 o'clock?
I'm sure he's been informed.
Okay. Barbara Bell Geddes passed away, everybody. She played Ellie. Oh, there's the phone. Ellie Ewing in the series Dallas. Gwen, you could turn the heat way down. And I know you're coming in to tell me that the Saturday night WBLS Midnight Madness cruise is sold out. Absolutely. Sold out. Good job on that cruise, Gwenny. We're celebrating the 107 Days of Summer with a live broadcast with Eddie Love at IKEA on Saturday, August 20th. IKEA is located at 100 IKEA Drive. The problem is, Gwenny, this doesn't say which IKEA. There are a few of them in the tri-state area. Oh, yes, it is. Paramus. Yes. Paramus. What time is Eddie going to be there? It doesn't say.
The broadcast is at 2.
Okay. Eddie at 2, Sunday, IKEA. Andre, you there? Hello, Andre?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
You know what? I wanted to ask you after you said, I swear to God, do you believe in God?
Most definitely. And that's the reason why I called.
Okay.
Because, I mean, this is the first time, something like this really happened to me where, somebody's saying something and it's totally not true. I'm actually willing to get on the phone. Let's get Anita Baker on the phone.
Wow.
Because that's what, it's funny to me because me and Big Boy, we love the lady. We never met her.
What, did you ever hear that she is even called radio stations and...
No. I've never heard any of this. And so, and this guy, listened to the station, and he said, this guy said, I was on the radio.
Yes, in Atlanta.
I hardly ever go to the radio station in Atlanta. Like, when I was promoting Four Brothers, they were like, man, where you been? We haven't seen you in a while. So I would like him to tell me what station I was on talking about Anita Baker. And honestly, with this situation, I have nothing to gain from it. If anything, it makes Anita Baker look bad, and that's bad because it's lying about her.
Well, that's
so we don't have anything to gain from, saying, no, this didn't happen.
That's true.
I mean, I just want to clear it up because I'm a straight-up dude, man. I don't like people, to be out saying crazy stuff,
You damn sure are. I appreciate you calling. All right,
no
so
problem.
that it didn't happen. Damn.
No, not at all.
All right. So where are you at now?
I'm on my way to, The Daily Show. I got to do The Daily Show tonight.
Oh, okay. So are you going to be wearing one of your Andre3000?
No, I'm going to be wearing what I just saw you in.
Okay. The white slacks and the navy blue polo shirt with the stripes and the Converse sneakers and the Down South church hat.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing you then tonight on The Daily Show. And once again, thank you for coming in on the show earlier.
No problem. If you need me, I promise, call me if you get Anita back on the phone.
Oh.
Let's all get on the phone and clear it on up.
Okay.
I don't play.
Thank you, Andre.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Peace.
I don't think we need to investigate any further. Excuse me. I think Anita Baker is now ringing my cell phone. I can't talk. I'm on the air. Miss Ellie was 82 when she passed away. And she was also, as Art informed us earlier, one of Ronald Reagan's jump-offs. Art happened to have read that in Ronald Reagan's unauthorized biography. She was flat broke, do you know, when she took the role in 1978 as the matriarch of the oil family, the Ewings. In 1984, she suffered a massive stroke. And then, remember, Miss Ellie was then played by Donna Reed for about 6 months. And then she returned Barbara Bell Geddes to Dallas in 1990, just before the show was canceled. She died, are you ready for this? Of lung cancer. Yeah. In Northeast Harbor, Maine. That's where she lived. She was a longtime smoker, and she died of lung cancer on Monday. Congratulations to Tito and Ebony. They got engaged on the stage last night at the Laugh Factory.
Aww.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh.
Yo, and this is how it happened, right? By the way, shout out to Capone. Shout out to
Allison Williams.
Allison Williams was there. Special shout out to Shorty.
Ken Black.
Shout out to, Ken Black. Damn, what's dude's name? Not Todd Lynn.
Mark Theobald.
No. Not that, he was caught up in Tsunami and let go and shot 97. Damn, it's on the top of my mind. I can't even remember his name. What?
That was Todd Lynn. Tsunami on 97.
That was Todd Lynn. Yeah.
Was that Todd?
Yeah. That was Todd Lynn.
Todd was there last night. He was very funny, and he lost a lot of weight.
He did. Yeah.
Did you see him?
He does commercials now. Yeah.
He looks great.
Yes.
He lost a lot of weight. His comedy game was funny. And Tito and Ebony got married. Capone's on the stage, and he says, I don't know where I'd like to bring a friend of mine up, Money Boss Player, played him up like, real big in the streets, like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking like, what the? I know he's not taking a moment out of the show. Mm-hmm. What part of the script was this? And sitting next to my husband, and my husband, we're both like, what the hell is Capone doing?
Uh-oh.
And next thing you know, the girl gets called to the stage, Ebony. And Tito drops to an... Did he get on his knee? No, he didn't. He didn't get on his knee.
He was gangster.
I don't remember. Yeah, he was gangster with it. Oh, no. Tight nice. And he opened up the box and bling, the ring. And she said yes. And they hugged, they kissed. They went back to have their drinks. Mm-hmm. And Capone went back to joking. We had a nice time last night.
What a way to remember to be proposed to at a college.
Well, that was, you know what? I felt special. Like, of all the places somebody can get engaged, they chose to involve us in it. I thought that was great. Dear Wendy, this is the deal. Tito, Ebony, don't get scared by this, but this is about married people. Dear Wendy, here's the deal. My husband and my brother's wife, my sister-in-law, have been very friendly in the past months. Now, I've noticed some weird tension between them at parties, as if something was up with the two of them. So I started my investigation. I got copies of his cell phone bill. Uh-oh. And to my surprise, they've been talking more than 5 times a day.
Wow.
Not to mention, she calls my house during the day and blocks the number so I'll see private caller. I wouldn't have cared so much about the calls, but then my husband stated, snatching the phone logs so I can't see. What did your husband state? Don't say state if you don't mean he made a sentence. Anyway, he snatched the phone log. I confronted my husband, and he insisted that they were just friends. But I feel differently. I feel something in the pit of my stomach, and when that happens, I'm usually right. She's been known in the past for having male friends, and I think she relates to males rather than females. I think it's totally inappropriate, and I'm upset. My question for you is this normal? Am I overreacting? Should I let it go? Should I be upset? How do I do this without hurting my brother? If I sense something going on between Renita, my sister-in-law, and my husband, I'd go right to my brother. And together we would plot to figure out the bottom of it. Oh, yes. 5 times a day, that is entirely too much. I'm close with my brother-in-law, Brian, too, but I would never, and you keep that in your mind with your closeness, even your proximity, all that stuff. I don't even want my sister-in-law to even flinch and thinking nothing crazy. What? Don't even think it. If you feel it, it's probably so. And 5 times a day, I'd call your brother, if I were you, and hatch a plan. Thanks. A man, hold on. A man was so annoyed at a noisy alarm on his car that he fired 3 bullets into his Toyota Camry to silence the alarm, which brought out the police, who hauled him away in handcuffs. His name is David Rye. He's 48. He was arrested and booked for reckless endangerment. It's a crazy world we live in. And teens looking for money are selling themselves on eBay. Have you heard about this? Oh. Well, they're looking for extra money to spend. There are 2 college-bound teenagers that decided to sell a week of their time to the highest bidder on eBay. They hoped for fortune and adventure, but got neither. When the auction closed on Monday, the teens learned the winning bidder, a resident of where they live, St. Joe's, Missouri, had offered a mere $246.50 for their service. I'm kind of disappointed, but it's money, says Chris Pullen, one of the St. Joe's residents. I think it was exciting while it lasted, but it's still money. Nothing to be disheartened about. The bid opened up in July, on July 29th, as a matter of fact, at $1. And the man who shot Michelle Vargas, that's her name, right? Michelle Vargas? The newswoman whose husband was shot in the carjacking. Elizabeth Vargas, excuse me. We didn't know. Yeah, well, he shot him in the head, Gwen, in a carjacking. He, right in the temple in a carjacking, he lived. Her husband, thank God. Well, wow. Yeah. Gwen, everybody works here at WBLS. She works very, very hard, making sure that, things run correctly all around the place. What do you do here, Gwen? You're a promotions woman.
I do a little bit of everything.
Exactly.
And the boat cruise is sold down.
Yes, and then she came back in to remind us of that. Well, first of all, there was a woman, 23, held as an accessory to Mark Cohn. That's Elizabeth Vargas' husband. The detectives believe Patricia Vale, 23, is an accessory to another man. His name is Joseph Yaktine, and he's 23. They're being held on suspicion of attempted first-degree murder and carjacking. As you know, I told you before, the shooting was late night, and he's being held on $1 million bond. Shot the man in the temple, Elizabeth Vargas' husband. He lived. Thank God. And he's going to live, and he's going to get better. All right, you guys, I got to go to Philly. To the Club Transit. Uh-oh. I'll be back tomorrow, though, 2 o'clock to do it all over again. 2 to 7 p.m. We're here every day. It's the Wendy Williams Experience, and Vaughn Harper's up next with The Quiet Storm. I love you for listening again. And Andre3000, love you, baby. We'll watch you tonight on The Daily Show, too. It's 107.5. Oh, and Four Brothers opens in theaters on Friday.
Yes.
Yep, it's 107.5 WBLS. Bye-bye.
Wendy Williams broadcast day has completed.
Aw, man!